Today I'll be providing our case updates for 3 periods. Between Friday and Saturday, we had 317 new cases identified in British Columbia. From Saturday to Sunday, an additional 293 new cases. And from Sunday to today, another 207 new people diagnosed with COVID-19. In total, for this past weekend, we have had 817 new cases, including 11 epidemiologically linked cases, bringing our total number of cases of COVID-19 in British Columbia to 13,371. That includes 4,428 people in the Vancouver Coastal Health Region. 38 of those people are in hospital. 7,529 people in the Fraser Health Region, again 38 of whom are in hospital. 250 people in Vancouver Island, 639 people in the Interior Health Region, 383 people in Northern Health Region, and 88 people who normally reside outside of Canada. We are currently have 2,325 active cases across British Columbia, of whom 77 are in hospital, 26 of whom are in critical care or ICU. Sadly, this past weekend, we've had an additional 3 people who have died from COVID-19 in British Columbia. All 3 of them were in long-term care homes in Vancouver Coastal Health. And our condolences go out to the families and to the care providers in the communities who mourn their loss. We have 5,077 people now under active public health monitoring, and 10,734 people have recovered from COVID-19. We have 4 new healthcare outbreaks, all in long-term care homes: Queen's Park Centre, Almenida Seniors Community, and Agassiz Seniors Community in Fraser Health, and the Banfield Pavilion 4 West in Vancouver Coastal. In addition, 4 long-term care outbreaks have been declared over. 3 care outbreaks have been declared over, including Chartwell House and Thornbridge Gardens in Fraser Health, and the Point Grey Hospital outbreak in Vancouver Coastal Health. We now have 21 active outbreaks in the healthcare system, 19 in long-term care and assisted living, and 2 in acute care, involving 967 people, 549 residents, and 418 staff. Sorry, I don't have my notes together quite right. In addition, there's been 1 new community outbreak at the Surrey Pretrial Services Centre, and the outbreak at the FedEx office in Kelowna has been declared over. As a result of exposures affecting larger numbers of staff and teachers, 2 schools have been closed for the duration of the incubation period, 1 in the Fraser Health Region and 1 where the outbreak was declared in Interior Health. We knew, of course, this would be a possibility, especially in some of the smaller schools where the potential of exposure impacts a larger proportion of the school population. And while the numbers of people with COVID are small, the requirement for those in contact to be in self-isolation has meant that the school can no longer safely operate. So the schools are working with the families to ensure that educational opportunities continue remotely through this period. I will remind people as well to regularly check health authority websites for their community exposures as well as school exposures. As we know, this is a bit of a sobering weekend for us. This is the largest number of cases that we've had in a 3-day period, and it is concerning to us that we continue to see growth, particularly in the Lower Mainland and in the Fraser Health Region, to be specific. To get through our COVID-19 storm, it requires all of us to do our part. No exceptions, no workarounds, no trying to get around the very few but important rules that we have in place. Every time a friend, a neighbor, or family member tries to put aside the provincial orders, the safety precautions that we've put in place, all of our risk goes up. I'd like to remind everybody about our mass gathering order that refers across the board to gatherings of no more than 50 people. But there are caveats to this order. It requires that every location must have sufficient space that people can maintain safe physical distancing between everyone. And we know that when these COVID safety plans are followed in settings like restaurants, event spaces, churches, temples, hotels, that we don't see transmission. But too often, over the last few weeks, we've been hearing stories where people are trying to put aside the safety plans, that feel it's okay to have a few additional people, or for people to mix and mingle, and unfortunately, we have seen spread in these environments. Though the majority of places can have smaller group gatherings and do it safely, we also know the vast majority of homes cannot safely accommodate large numbers of people, including 50. So we need to pay more attention to those settings where we have people coming together for celebrations, whether that's weddings, celebrations of life, reveal parties, Thanksgiving. We are now seeing some of the effects of family gatherings that happened on the Thanksgiving weekend. These are important celebrations, but we are in the middle of a pandemic, and we need to take safety precautions to make sure that we're not passing the virus on to people that we care about, people that we're closest to. Similar to what occurred in the summer with vacation homes and rentals, where we were seeing parties that meant that people were inadvertently passing the virus on to many others. We have seen a notable increase in new cases and transmission of COVID-19 as a direct result of social gatherings in private homes. Many of the cases that we've seen in the last few weeks have been related to these important celebrations where people are getting together with larger numbers of people than can be accommodated safely within their homes. I'd like to be clear, this has been the case in every part of the province, but we know the risk is highest where there is more virus circulating in our community, and that has meant that this type of gathering, this type of celebration, has led to more cases in some areas of the province than others. So we do see that the cases and the transmission we're seeing in the Lower Mainland, in Metro Vancouver, and particularly in the Fraser Valley, in the Fraser Health region, have been related to the fact there's more virus circulating in our community, and this type of party is very risky right now. As a result, today I am putting in a new provincial health officer order. This order limits gatherings in private homes to no more than your immediate household plus your safe six additional others. This is to remind us that the rules are in place to protect us, that we need to be cognizant of having that safe space. And if you come from a large family that's living in a home together, 6 additional guests may be too many, and you may need to consider for the coming months to focus on your own immediate family and look at how you can have your social connections with others in a safe way.